Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back, hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here, Rock Cod Rick Maxa. He's sick. Just heard from him, and he's starting to feel a little better. Hopes he'll be back in the studio tomorrow morning listening to the show. Get well, Rick. Hey, we have a couple of great guests in the studio from Turner's Outdoorsman, Mike Wynn and Mark Lampson, giving away 2 $50 gift cards to Turner's Outdoorsman to 2 lucky callers today. They have 18 locations, 19th one on the way in Lake Forest. The people in Lake Forest are stoked. Where's that location going to be?
That's going to be right below the Y off Lake Forest Boulevard, right next to the Boot Barn.
Wow.
Yeah.
And coming in May.
Coming in May. Really looking forward to that store opening.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit. It's been like about a year since we've opened a store, so we're pretty excited about it. We're ready.
Yeah. And we're talking about the Fred Hall show and the big, huge 10,000 square foot booth that you guys are putting together. Mike has literally been buying all year long, right?
All year long. It's one of those things where it's like all the deals that I can find, I try to buy them up, buy everything I can, save it up, and it's the one time a year where all of the deals from throughout the year that I've been holding on to, we let them loose.
Yeah, there they go. And people go crazy in there.
People go crazy. And I know our booth gets a little crazy, and it looks like it's super crowded, but just come on in because you don't want to pass up the deals.
Now, I know in previous years, because it's toward the end of the season in lobster hooping, you're going to have some lobster hooping specials?
Yeah, we have Promar in our booth. It's about a 60-foot section of Promar in our booth.
Ben and the guys are all going to be in there?
They come in, they set it up, they bring all the products, super deals on hoops and nets and everything possible. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, crazy time. Hey, here's a crazy time. Let's find out what's spouting out there. Catch report today. This is the fishdope.com report. We're going to start with Captain Mark Wish from Pacific Edge. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Pete. Good morning, Mark and Mike. Well, guys, I'm loving this time of year, man. That sun's getting higher, days longer. You can just feel the optimism building up with springtime right around the corner. We're shaking off them winter doldrums. And it's also the time, guys, that the rumor mill starts getting cranked up, so be wary of some of those reports. That
it's going to bite full speed during Fred Hall, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And that's somewhat what I was referring to. But I'm getting a little wary of the way the setup's looking, but we'll get to that in a minute there. Along the coast here, bass fishing's been pretty good, especially in the areas that aren't wiped out with red crabs, man. We got some major crabbage showing up here and there, and which is good. There's a lot of forage. But I was out a few days back fishing some of my little favorite Huntington Beach spots there. We had a good mix of sand bass and calico bass, fishing a plastic with a little strip of squid on it there. Not wide open by any means, but food fish off many different spots. And on a side note there's a big pipeline that runs out from the Santa Ana River jetty there. It's a huge pipe that's covered up with quarry rock, and it's now sporting a very healthy growth of kelp all the way out to 12 fathoms. I mean, I was down there looking around at that the other day, and I was just shocked how much kelp was growing on that pipe. That's a really good sign. Lots of red crabs and anchovy in that area there, so it's good news for the local fishing. Have not heard much on the local yellowtail recently, but that might change soon. I'll get to that in a second here. Coastal sea bass, a few of them guys around, some on frozen squid, some on live if you're lucky enough to scratch up a few pieces there. Squid's a little tough to come by right now. Some of that sea bass is on live mackerel, mostly caught at night, mostly big ones. Use decent gear, guys, but that sea bass thing is starting to get rolling. It's looking a little better. San Clemente Island, rumors only right now, but they're good rumors, and that's what's got me really perked up. So I got guys checking that out. Hopefully that comes to pass. It'll make something interesting for next week for sure. At Catalina, very little coverage as far as the fishing goes. Those yells kind of scattered out, just one here, one there, school-sized fish. Bass been biting pretty good on the plastics there. Some bonita showed up off the east end there, Avalon down to the east end, and that's great lobster bait, guys. And those lobsters over there are really crawling. They're on a tear, but it's in deeper water, so got to have big biceps for pulling those hoops. And best news, late breaking news, Danny called me last night with an update on that yellowtail fishing down below the Coronados. They bit really good yesterday down on the finger. Nice grade fish, 15 to 25, a few bigger ones. Guys reported a big area of fish. Looks like new fish moving in, and it's moving up also on the way home there. They saw some good signal on the flats inside of South Island. So that bodes well for the whole area because it looks like the stuff's moving up and in. So that's good news.
Oh, yeah.
So,
no, Ali was down there, and, good fishing, right?
Yeah, well, they got our fish. Our 150 zone's been kind of vacant, and that grade of fish sounds exactly like what was here. So hopefully they're coming back home when we get back on them here.
Yeah, no kidding. So, Mark, I got to see the new tank on Ricky's Parker. It's pretty amazing. What a great installation and what a beautiful tank. That thing's huge, but there's plenty of room for it. It's amazing. It's an 85-gallon tank. Is that right?
Well, it's actually 80.
Wow.
Yeah, it's right at, it's 80.94 if you like.
How many scoop tank would you say that is?
For the way our guys up here load bait, probably 4.
Wow.
Some of the other guys, maybe 5, 6, depending
That's
on
a
what
lot
the
of
call
bait.
scoop, Yeah, plenty of bait. He told me he wanted a lot of bait, so he's got bait.
He's got bait, yeah. No, he was really bummed. He sent me a note that he was really bummed he couldn't rave about the tank, so I'll rave for him today about how incredible the Pacific Edge tank is. Now, speaking of which, you're going to have a booth at Fred Hall.
Yeah, we are, absolutely.
Yeah, so you'll have tanks there.
I'm going to have a tank just like we put on Ricky's boat and a couple other ones and some of the other stuff that we do. So, yeah, I wouldn't miss it, man. I look forward to it every single year.
Oh, yeah. You going to be both Long Beach and Del Mar?
We are. Yeah,
all right.
Absolutely.
Very good. All right. Now, of course, fishdope.com, you referred to Danny and his expertise there, and you get firsthand information about fish dope from guys like Mark Wish that are out there, know the inside scoop. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com right now using the code HOOKUPNOW. Lowercase, no space, HOOKUPNOW. And how do we find you, Mark, if we want a tank or want to get good knowledge on going fishing?
We're in Huntington Beach on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Ettinger. Phone number is 714-840-4262. Website PacificEdgeTackle.com. And my new social media director, the famous Rock God Rick, is soon going to have our Facebook page up doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Wow, fantastic. That's great. All right, well, that sounds like a good plan. Very good. And I know he said he was going to shoot some pictures and have some pictures of that tank up on our Facebook page.
I got a bunch of stuff I got to send him from when I was doing the installation on it. But it came out really nice. That boat, it's a 25-foot Parker Center console. My God, there is so much room on that boat for fishing.
Yeah,
that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Mark. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, you got it, Pete. We'll see you guys.
All right, Marcos, Seaforth Sport Fishing. What's going on at Seaforth, Marcos?
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Well, we didn't have much fishing this week. New Seaforth had some boat work to get cleaned up there, some kids' trips to run. They did get out yesterday. A few perch, a couple halibut, some calico bass, sand bass, a few sculpin in there. So some decent fishing, still a bit slow, but things definitely improved from earlier in the month there, and we had some beautiful weather this week. And it's a little foggy this morning, but I'm guessing that'll burn off. So we'd love to take you guys out there half-day fishing. The Eclipse went out last night on a day and a half, so did the Pacific Voyager, so we got a couple boats out down the coast there looking around. And Eclipse has another day and a half open party trip coming up, so definitely check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Our half-day schedule's up there, those day-and-a-half trips. Unfortunately, we don't have an ETA on San Diego yet. They're still doing some repairs to the boat there, and like I said, they ran for 2.5 years straight there, so it needs a little bit of love in, and they're getting that ready for the season coming up here. New Seaforth's getting all cleaned up. The Sea-Watch also is adding some fish holds on there for their trips during the summer, so not a lot of fishing, but lots of other stuff going on. Whale watching, if you want to go out and get on the water there, maybe you can't go fishing, you just want to spend a few hours out there. Again, check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Give us a call at the office, 619-224-3383. If we keep getting weather like this, I'm sure things will just keep getting better.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's supposed to stay like this, supposed to a little fog today, and then stay like this until toward the end of the week. So time to go fishing.
Absolutely.
All right, Marcos. Thanks a lot for that, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
All right, our Sport Fishing Financial Northern Baja report from Mr. Rick Jensen. Good morning, Rick.
Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going?
Great, great. How's the fishing in Northern Baja?
Well, down at Mag Bay, guys, there's still a lot of that snook snowing up in the bay. Surprising numbers of billfish for those getting outside of the bay. Really kind of odd for this time of year, but they're there.
Uh-huh.
And then Mulegé, as promised by the locals, the weather definitely made a change for the better. Yellowtail are back and hungry. You still have time to make it down for that Yellowtail tournament. Captain's meeting is February 17th at La Junga in Mulegé. So, want any information on that? Give me a call. I can hook you up. See if you want to get down there. La Bocana, another episode on local knowledge will be playing tomorrow in this area. Showing some of the inshore fishing, but the real focus here lately has been on the whale watching. The whale watching and the whales in the area are unprecedented numbers, so you still have time to get down and have a look at that if you like. I'm thinking about putting together a trip next year, Pete, for some of our group and get down there, maybe do a combination bay bass fishing or bay fishing, and then get into this whale excursion.
Wow, that'd be cool.
And then up at Bay of LA, the weather and wind are down, so it's comfortable, but not a lot of people out fishing. San Quintin, fishing's been between okay and very good. Bottom scratchers, yellowtail, bonita, and Mark, some of those last lost barracuda are showing up down there. They caught a couple barracuda the other day.
That's cool. And
seas have been flat calm and at levels rarely seen. Ensenada, the fish have moved over and stacked up on San Miguel Reef. So lots of yellowtail there, 20-plus pounds, and 200 to 300 feet out there on the reef. Gonzaga and San Felipe, a little slow, but hey, last night I went to a premiere of a short film put together by Matt and Benny Florentino, Jimmy Decker, and a whole slew of Gen X bass fishermen that were out there. It's called Valle de la Reina, and it's going to be available on AFCO's site later in the week if you want to take a look at that and see how how these guys we're able to have a good time on some of the fishing down there.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, I'm glad you got a chance to go to that premiere. Now, you have a lot of stuff going on with Sport Fishing Financial. I know you're going to be at both Fred Hall shows with Sport Fishing Financial, right? And then you have a big seminar coming up on the Pacific Provider, which is now currently docked at Konakai Club in San Diego, right?
That's right. Pete, that event will be April 5th, and on our website we just loaded up with some of our fishing trips that are coming up, a couple with you in the East Cape, and some local stuff, some white sea bass fishing, and that's all on the events part of our website, sportfishingfinancial.com. So, yeah, we're starting to load it up, getting ready for showtime and anticipating another great season.
Yeah, that Sport Fishing Financial seminar is going to feature the one and only Brandon Hayward, along with some other Bill Boyce and other people. It's going to be quite the seminar and very, very limited. So if you want to get a ticket to that, you better call Rick and get on it, right?
Yeah, we're going to start sending out some invitations via social media on our website, on our events tab. There's a way to RSVP there as well. We've got speakers from the one speaker and myself from the investment world. We've got Bill Boyce with the Dollar Fishing Club information, and yes, Brandon will be with us. We're going to have a good time. It's a great venue.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, Rick Jensen, Sport Fishing Financial, how do we get a hold of you?
We'll be broadcasting on social media, like our page, Sport Fishing Financial, and on the landline, 949-481-1807.
All right. Thanks for that. Appreciate that very much, and we'll talk to you next Saturday. And look who's here, the man himself, Bart Hall. What's up, Bart?
Good morning, Pete. How's everybody doing?
We're having fun here. We're talking about this big show that's coming up. You know anything about it?
Well, the thing is, this time of year is the time of year I get to tell stories, and since this is our 70th year, this is a real good story year, and I'm sitting here thinking about this store called Andrew's Sporting Goods, and about 35 years ago, we didn't sell anything at the stores, at the shows. There was no fishing tackle sold. It was only displayed, and Andrew's Sporting Goods was there displaying tackle, and they had this young tackle buyer named Mike Lum. And Mike and Bill Andrews and myself convinced Fred Hall, my father, that we should sell fishing tackle there. And so Mike and I had a handshake deal that Turner's would be the only one to sell fishing tackle there. And as long as Mike was there, that was the deal. Now, when he left, that handshake deal was off, and other retailers came in, and that's sort of the end of the story. Everything just exploded. And so it's just fun to sit here and think about all that as I'm in the kitchen, as you know, fixing breakfast.
Oh man, that sounds like fun. And anything that you can add to what we can look forward to in Long Beach coming up on March the 2nd?
Well, I'm going to announce something the first time here with you, of course.
Okay.
Exclusive. Pat Rayett, of course, from Bongos Sport Fishing, used to do the Bongos Fashion Show. And Pat, unfortunately, got sick and passed away, and so did the fashion show. But we're bringing it back this year. It's sponsored by Extra Tough, and it's going to be the rebirth of the fashion show and new product showcase, and that's going to be a big deal at both shows. Of course, CCA you talked about earlier, that prize package is worth $3,200.
The ticket book?
Yeah, the ticket book.
$3,200?
And if you were to win the raffles, you could win $3,200 from that $50 investment. So
wow.
Yeah, so we'll kind of be doling out little bits of information here over the next few weeks, but that's just the first part. And we want to thank Turner's for bringing in the firearms as well. Over 60% of our attendees are involved in the shooting sports, and I know it's difficult for them to deal with it because they get slammed so hard on fishing tackle, but I thank them for that because a lot of the people that attend our shows are involved in the shooting sports, and our hunting section will be great this year. It's really going to be unbelievable.
Wow. Putting it all together is just unbelievable feat of amazement that you and Mike do there, and hats off to you making it all happen for sure.
Well, we're too small a staff for shows this big, but the thing is, we're good at it. We're proud of the fact that we're good at it, and we enjoy it. Now, it is hard, and Mike and I are kind of like zombies, and Tim too, and Katie and Jenny, but it's very rewarding. We're fishermen and hunters too, so we get very excited about these shows. It's really fun to do. It's hard to do, but I can't wait for them either. I just wrote an article about how I wish I could be a guy that walked in and sees it for the first time. Of course, I can't because I'm behind the scenes, behind the door, but I still love to look at them. I still like to walk around and be a part of that. How many times can you get in a room with that many fishermen at one place? You know what I mean?
Pretty sensational. 2.5 weeks away. Is that right? We're counting?
That's it.
All right. Bart, thanks for joining us. We're looking forward to the show. Thanks a lot for the call.
Tell Rick to feel better.
All right. I'm sure he's listening. Thanks a lot for the call. Let's go ahead and jump into those jam-packed phone lines. They want to talk to you guys. Let's talk to Robert calling us from San Bernardino. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, guys. Quick question. On the Turner trips, I noticed you put them up years past. How many of those are you going to be putting on, and when is that schedule coming out?
Typically, that schedule will come out in April. I try to do as many as possible. We'll probably have roughly 20 trips this year from San Diego to Oxnard, varying from 3/4 day to, I think, right now the longest trip that I've worked out is a 3-day.
Wow.
So,
okay.
So it's a widespread for, and really all of these trips, from the novice to the expert, it's a great opportunity to get out on the water.
Now, do you guys provide some tackle for people that might need it?
Yeah, we have goodie bags, raffle prizes,
Nice.
and loaner gear. So,
Nice. Loaner gear, too. Wow. And so if somebody wants to go, are you going to post those on Turners.com?
Yeah, the best thing you could do, log on to our email list, and I will
sign up on the email.
Yeah, sign up.
I know I get the emails each week.
Signed up, and we will have it on our website. But that's the best thing is sign up on our email, and we will blast. We email blast out our entire charter schedule.
And I'll bet they go quickly.
They do go quick. We have a couple of our trips. I mean, literally as soon as we post it, they're sold out in about an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Wow. And how do you sign up?
A lot of it's through the landings, but the trips aren't posted on the sites until we release it. And typically they're all just signed up through the landing. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That does free up. 877-792-1090. Been a busy morning. There's your chance to get through. Like Rich calling us from Ladera Ranch. Good morning, Rich.
Good morning, fellas. I was trying to get a reel for my wife that I could use multi-purpose. Like, I was wondering, what do you think of the Avid SX, or should I try and upgrade to the 2-speed, or do you think to get like school-sized tuna and maybe even catch bass or something a little smaller with it? Is there a good reel that you would suggest?
Well, it's kind of tough to play golf with only one club. You know, you kind of have to have a little bit of everything. You might actually look at 2 reels for your wife, maybe one to fish the lighter line for the bass and stuff, and then one when you go to fish the tunas. You'll probably be doing her a little better service that way. For as far as the offshore for fishing like the yellowfin tuna or the yellowtail, I'd upgrade one size to that MXJ. That's the size reel that I like to fish. Would absolutely get her a 2-speed reel for that. It's going to make her world so much easier when she's fighting those fish. But that particular reel is going to have a little bigger drag system than the SX, so it's going to handle that little bigger grade of fish. I mean, you know, I got I think it was about a 37-pound bluefin this year, and that was on my MXJ with 30-pound line over at Clemente. Yep, really nice fish, but that little reel can handle that. You know, it handles the yellowtail. It may be just a tad big for fishing the bass. You know, if you start doing a lot of bass fishing, might look at a level wind reel, like we discussed earlier, a Shimano Corrado or one of the Abu Garcia, Daiwa, Okuma. Everybody makes really, really good little level wind reels. They're so much easier to cast, especially when you're throwing light baits or plastics, and it's real light in her hand, and she'll have a much better time with that. That's what I do with my wife. I let her use actually a spinning outfit, when we're fishing bass, and she can cast her little plastic out there and reel it in all by herself, and she's just happy as can be.
Now, that particular Avet reel you're talking about, you're going to have a blem of that at the show?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Like I said, we'll have everything there for you.
So you might want to go over to the Turner's booth in Long Beach. Check
Absolutely.
that out. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Ray calling us from Oceanside. Thanks for joining us, Ray.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hey, I want to first I have a comment and a question. The comment, Turner's Outdoorsman, 30 years ago, I was going to school, living out of my vehicle, worked at Turner's, and I got picked up by Riverside County Fire and worked my way up to still a captain until I got hurt. And even after I got picked up as a fireman, they still worked around my schedule. And I just cannot, not only as a customer, but as an employee, the customer service that Turner's has, unprecedented. I mean, absolutely just unbelievable.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. I just can't even appreciate what you did for me and my family, but the Turner's family, I'll always be, even to this day, we still shop at Turner's. My question is, are you going to be selling fishing licenses and hunting licenses and stuff there this year?
Are you referring to the show, or are you referring to our stores?
The show.
No, we will not be selling licenses there. It's a special machine that we have to sell that's set up by the Department of Fish and Wildlife, and we don't have that connection or that machine at the show. So you can do it in any of our stores. It's the same price, no matter where you buy it from. But, yeah, it's a special machine from them that we have to have, and we do not have that machine set up at the show. Now, it's a good possibility that Department of Fish and Wildlife does sell licenses right there on the spot at the shows, so you can probably just go by and see them and be able to purchase your licenses.
Yeah, you bet. But every Turner's Outdoorsman location has that machine, and you can buy fishing and hunting licenses for California right there.
Yeah, correct. And all of our stores, fishing licenses, hunting licenses, and we just actually got a large number of our stores that can sell commercial licenses now, too.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Speaking of the Department of Fish and Wildlife, we're going to have a special panel at our live broadcast at the Hyatt Regency in Long Beach on Sunday. We're going to be broadcasting live both Saturday and Sunday, March 5th and March 6th, right there adjoining the convention center and we haven't set the location yet, but we'll let you know about that. But Sundays, we have a great lineup on Saturday, and then Sunday's panel is going to be the Director Bonham and an entire staff of Fish and Wildlife people. So you'll actually be able to call in or stand up to the mic and ask questions of Department of Fish and Wildlife right there at that panel. So that's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, that should be great.
That should be a really lively one for sure. And I might add, too, we've had some issues with our Let's Talk Hookup archives. A lot of people listen to us on recordings. The archives, the streaming has been working fine, but the archives, we've had some issues. We've resolved those issues. You can always get our archives as soon as we put them up. Sometimes it takes a day for us to get them up on our YouTube channel. Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show. You go to our website, hookup1090.com. You click on the red icon at the top right, and that takes you right to our YouTube channel. They're always available on our YouTube, but those of you that subscribe to our podcasts, maybe you've had some difficulty automatically downloading the podcast. Well, we've resolved those issues. It should be good within the next this week and beyond for that. We had some bandwidth issues. I don't quite understand all that, but we got them resolved. So when we come back, we're going to talk more fishing here. Stay tuned. Let's Talk Hookup, Mighty 1090.
All the officers.
Are you feeling that itch to get out on the water? Come fishing on the American Angler and reacquaint yourself with some familiar faces and make new friends. Captain owners Brian Kiyohara and Sam Patella take pride in every aspect of the American Angler operation, from their loyal and trusted crew to the sashimi-grade fresh fish you'll take home. It's easy to find a vacation that fits your schedule. We have everything from day and a half to 10-day trips and longer. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. We want you to become a part of the American Angler family.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 55 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built for ultimate performance on the water. From our next-generation fishing shorts like the Tactical Camo or Stealth Shorts to our AF Block sun protection shirts like the Fish Ninja and Samurai Sun Hoodie, the entire AFCO clothing lineup is purpose-built with the latest AFTech fabrics and designed with functional features to deliver top performance for the demanding angler. Visit www.afco.com to find a dealer near you.
Let's talk candidly about long-range fishing. This is Captain Frank Lepresti of the Royal Polaris and the Shogun. Nowhere on earth will you find a fleet of long-range boats like we have in San Diego. We are fortunate to have several top-notch operations to take you to the most productive fishing grounds in the world. We all offer good food, comfortable staterooms, huge bait capacity, and top-of-the-line fish-finding electronics. So why would you choose the Royal Polaris or the Shogun for your next long-range trip? What sets us apart from the rest? It's pretty simple. The boats, the crew, and the service. From the moment you arrive at Fisherman's Landing, the service begins. We help you load your gear and do everything possible to get beginners or seasoned veterans ready to catch fish. When it's time to fish, the Royal Polaris and the Shogun have the edge there too, delivering the two best fishing platforms in the fleet. But don't take my word for it. Come fishing with us. If you want the best, it's Royal Polaris and the Shogun. For more information, call 619-226-8030 or on the web at RoyalPolarisSportFishing.com or ShogunSportFishing.com.
It's Fred Hall Show time. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Be sure to stop by the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth. The best selection of saltwater tackle at the show, including a complete selection of Cousins tackle rods. No one has a better selection of Cousins tackle saltwater rods than Fisherman's Landing Tackle. A must visit at this year's Fred Hall Show. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing. Are you aware that Fisherman's Landing has the finest charter boat fleet on the West Coast? We have charter boats from 50 to 85 feet in length and can accommodate charter groups from 8 to over 50 passengers. If you are planning to book a charter this year, I wouldn't wait too long. With the outstanding fishing that we've had the past 2 seasons, prime fishing dates for 2016 are already disappearing. If you have never booked a charter before, all you have to do is contact a few fishing buddies, pick a date, and call the landing. Our office crew will make booking your charter a breeze. If your group is from 8 to 14 anglers, the Bluefin, Pacific Quest, or Maximus would be perfect. If you have 15 to 35 fishermen, check out the Pacific Dawn, Fortune, Commander, Islander, or the Pegasus. You can also charter our open party boats, Dolphin, Prowler, Condor, and Pacific Queen. Don't allow your prime fishing date to slip away. Charter one of Fisherman's Landing Landing's premier boats for a spring yellowtail trip or a summer or fall offshore tuna trip. You will be happy you did. You can find us at www.fishermanslanding.com or call us at 619-221-8500 to book your fishing charter.
Start 2016 strong with Yamaha's legendary reliability sales event. From January 1st through March 31st, purchase an eligible new Yamaha 4-stroke outboard and choose either 2 free years of limited warranty coverage or up to $1,500 in dealer credit. Yes, that's up to $1,500 in dealer credit towards the purchase of goods or services from your authorized participating Yamaha outboards dealer, or 2 additional years of Yamaha extended service on top of your 3-year 4-stroke factory limited warranty for no extra cost. That's a total of 5 years of warranty coverage and an MSRP value of up to $23,000. That's right, eligible new 2.5 to 300 horsepower 4-strokes include a choice of 2 free years of Yamaha extended service or up to $1,500 in dealer credit, but only during Yamaha's legendary reliability sales event. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Visit your nearest Yamaha outboards dealer today. Offer ends March 31st, 2016. Subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You are listening to the home of the Aztecs.
Put that slam dunk. That's what I'm talking about.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. You just heard that Yamaha commercial. If you're thinking about a repower, telling you what, that deal is really good. So see your local Yamaha dealer and get a new Yamaha engine. You will be glad you did. Now, speaking of deals, you guys just keep busting them out. It's like, oh, yeah, we haven't talked about this one yet. Come on, let's hear it.
Well, after this amazing season that we've had, one of the hot reels that we were able to sell in our stores this year was the new Okuma Androises and the Okuma Metalloids, and we're going to have lots and lots of those. Hopefully, plenty of the 16 sizes that have just now come out again on those. They were a little behind the 8 ball on getting that 16 out last year. That's a great size in the Androids and stuff. But if you come to the show, and this is a show deal only, not going to be in the stores. You got to come see us at the show and probably at Long Beach, because I doubt we'll have any left for Del Mar, but maybe we will. If you buy one of the Androises from Okuma or one of the Metalloids, we're going to give you a free, and I said free, Okuma MXR rod. You're going to get a free rod by purchasing the reel. Not only that, we're going to give you a little coupon to come into the store, get that reel filled up with free Spectra line.
Whoa!
So basically, all you're going to have to do is add water after that.
Unbelievable. All right. So what about another one, Mike? Come on. You were firing them out there.
All right,
Let's hear one more.
So here's another one, and this is probably one of the ones I'm most excited about. The Okuma Solterra Graphite 22-speed. Regularly $239.99. On sale $119.98. 50% off. Yeah.
Wow. For a 2-speed 20-size reel.
22-speed. Great, 40, 50, 60-pound dropper loop, yo-yo, light trolling on your private boat. $119.98. And you're going to have those in Long Beach, and you have enough for Del Mar?
I
don't know. I
don't know.
I have a
we'll
lot.
Let you know, right?
I have plenty. Limits 2 per customer. Another one of those items where it is limit 2 per customer.
Okay.
But I did buy a lot of them, so we'll see how long they last.
All right. Very good. Well, let's jump back in the phones. Dennis and Norwalk, you're next up. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I'd like to talk to your gang there about the store over here in Norwalk.
Yeah.
Since I'm just right down the street from there, you're talking about the fish clinics that you have every so often in your store. Do you ever have one there? And if you do, are you thinking about maybe expanding that store? Because the next door there, they have like a store where they sell the beds and stuff. I was just asking.
Well, do you have seminars at that Norwalk
We
store?
do. We have this year we actually had 2 seminars at that location.
Okay.
It is kind of tough we try to spread them around as good as we can through the stores. A lot of it's based on space. We did actually recently expand that store. We aren't going in next door. I know what you're talking about. Will be a little bit too big for us. So that store is probably going to stay that same size. But, yeah, there will be seminars at that store. Same thing, best thing, get on our email list, and we email blast out our seminar schedules and update everyone when we are going to have seminars.
Also at that Norwalk location, one of our top flight young men that work for us, Kyle, works at that store. He's also my roommate in Del Mar.
Okay.
But a super good kid.
You get it's a seminar every day there, is what you're saying.
He's a very good fisherman, a super nice guy, super good kid. Really happy to be working with him at all the shows, and he's done a couple of the charters with me and stuff. So, yeah, when you can go in and see Kyle there, he's a busy guy because he's the assistant manager there at that store, but super good kid, one of the best kids we got.
Very good. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Let's go ahead and jump back on the phones and go up to Fillmore and talk to Gabriel. Good morning, Gabriel.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Great.
Yeah, I heard that recommendation for the Shimano Corrado because I have put a reel on. I got a custom-made 12-foot for bass fishing for calicos, and what's a good recommendation on a reel for that for like fishing 12, 15 pound? Is the Corrado good for that?
For calicos.
Yeah, Corrados are good for that lighter line too. I also like fishing that new Calcutta 300A. That's what I fish on my longer. I have an old 9-foot Loomis / Shimano rod, one of the prototypes that they built many years ago, and that's what I fish on that for throwing that lighter line with.
If you like the round style reel, and
yep,
I love that Calcutta.
Yeah,
it's such.
I do too.
The small star drag doesn't get in the way. Fits in your palm of your hand.
And it casts so easy. That's the thing. A lot of times when I'm throwing that, I'm throwing a real light lead head, maybe 3/8 of an ounce, half ounce with about a 4 or 5 inch, real small like jerk shad type style tail on it. 40-pound Spectra on there with a little 8-10 foot piece of like you say 15 or 20 pound top shot. So yeah, look at that new Calcutta. We'll have those at the show too. We have them in the stores. You can always go in and take. But yeah, that 300A or 400A Calcutta is a great little reel.
And Mike, you fish a lot of bass. What's your go-to rig?
For swim baits, I fish Alexa 300 a lot. Also, I still have my Corrados I fish too, for fishing plastics and things like that. Going in, I don't know if you were looking at fishing bait, but a lot of the small reels, a Trinidad 14 is a great little reel, or a 12, even the 10. Fishing straight light line.
Wine.
Yeah, non-level wine if you're going to be bait fishing.
Level wine if you're going to be plastic fishing.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Let's go ahead and jump back into those jam-packed phone lines. Kenny in Hawaiian Gardens, you're next up. Good morning.
Good morning, Pete and Guess. Hey, I had a question for the Turners guys. Since we got a rockfish season coming up here, opener and stuff, do you guys carry any rockfish release devices? And if you do, which ones do you carry?
We carry the Rock Lease rockfish device. That's the only one we carry, and it is available in all of our stores.
Very good. Yeah, it's a good one, too. I've used it extensively, have one on the boat all the time, and good for you, Kenny, for keeping aware of that. Everybody should have one of those on the boat that if you're going to go rock fishing. That's why we're getting 60 fathoms and easier places that we can go fishing, is because of those Rock Lease and the other tools that have proven that they work, and we can release those rockfish back down and have minimal mortality on them too. So thanks a lot for the call this morning. Bob and Santee, you're next up.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Bob.
I was interested in the fact that you said that you're going to be selling guns at the show, and I wondered what do you need to buy a handgun these days? I know I heard you talk about the background check. What else do you need?
Mark, we have the resident expert, Mark Lemons.
Well, Mark Lemons hasn't worked for us.
Mark Lemons.
That's all
right.
right.
I call you Mark Lemons, Mark Lampson. Well, it begins with an L.
Yeah, it does.
Close enough.
Bob, the first thing you're going to need
it
is...
must have been the head that got through me.
Yeah. Thank you. All my brain just keeps pushing all my hair out. I can see that. The first thing you're going to need, Bob, is to have a valid California driver's license or ID card that has your residential address on it, your current one. Do you have that?
Actually, the driver's license, we've moved, so it does not have my current address on it.
How about your car registration? Have you got that changed yet?
Not yet. That's coming up, though.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to fix your driver's license to have the correct address. A couple ways of doing that. If you have AAA, the easiest way is to take your registration in and have them change your registration right on the spot to your new current physical address, and that will, fix your driver's license too. That'll also work for second proof of residency, which you'll need to have. Now, because your driver's license doesn't have your correct address on it, that's the easiest way. So you have those two things, and then you're going to need a firearm safety card. And that's a test you have to take, 30 questions, $25 on basic firearm safety. If you want to study for that test, you can go onto our website, Turners.com, scroll down the home page to the very bottom there, a bunch of little icons to click on. One will say FSC Study Guide. Click on that. 2 PDF files come up, one in English, one in Spanish. Download whichever one you like and read through there before you go in to take that test. And
where do you take the test?
Take the test in any of our stores or any other store, gun store out there. Once you pass the test, your card's immediate, and the card is good for 5 years for purchasing both long guns and handguns.
Wow. So you have to have, before you can even consider purchasing, you have to pass that test.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Very good. And then there's a waiting period.
10-day waiting period. Once you start your background check, you have to, initialize the background check by purchasing a weapon. The weapon's going to be serialized number, right to you, required field that's filled in when we start the background check.
And is there a charge for taking all these tests and everything? And
$25 for the test. It's $10 to take the test, $15 to issue the card, so a total of $25. And then once you pick out a gun, to start the background check, it's about $30
for the background check.
Yeah.
All right. Is that for each firearm that you purchase?
It is for each firearm that you purchase as far as the background check goes. However, right now, you can put more than one firearm on a single background check, long as it's only one handgun, because you can only purchase in the state one handgun every 31 days. But you can add a long gun or two, along with maybe a private party transfer. So you could literally do 4 background checks and still only pay the $30. But once you go off the machine, once you close that portal, as I say, it could be 5 minutes later, it's another $30 charge. Every time you click on to open that portal, you get charged to do a background check.
Wait a minute. Now, a third-party transfer, explain that.
Private party transfer?
Private party transfer.
If I wanted to sell you a gun, Pete, you weren't buying it from a place, but I have a gun and you want to buy it from me. We go into a store. We turn the gun over to the store. They're going to run a transfer to the Department of Justice that takes the serial number out of my name and puts it into your name.
I see.
Yeah,
so you just can't, sell your buddy your gun?
You can, but not legally.
Not legally. Okay, very good. Learning something every day from Mark here for sure. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Let's go ahead and jump back into those phones. Talk to Mike in San Carlos. Mike, thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Oh, hi, guys. Hey, I'm taking both my kids to the show, but they're not that young. And I'm your experienced novice. Regarding that Turner Special, the saltwater where you get the pole and the reel, if you only wanted the reel, how much would it cost? And how does it compare to like a Torium?
Well, it's a lever drag reel, not a star drag reel. So if you can remember what the old TLD 15 in the Shimano series looks like, it's going to be more similar to that if you're talking about the Sotero combo. Now, that combo would cost you $99.98. If you want the reel only, it's going to cost you $99.98, and you can just throw the rod away.
Yeah, but the rod's a nice rod, right?
The rod's a very nice rod. Yeah, and you could loan it out
I
there.
get that. So if you load up the reel, what kind of line would you put on it?
Good question.
Well, you can put, Spectra backing like Mike talked about earlier if you want to, change your top shots a lot. If you want to keep it on the low-end pricing, I just fill it up with either 25 or 30-pound mono, whichever you happen to like to fish the best, and go from there.
There you go. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Bruce in Huntington Beach, you're next up on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. I've got a pretty good quiver of 2 speeds, and I do have a cow in my past, and I have a hard time wondering what is the use of a 3-speed reel? Where does that fit in, or what are the gear ratios involved?
Okay, Mike.
Okay, so what it does is the third speed is a 1-to-1 pretty much. So I know a lot of the from what I'm understanding, the main use for it has been kite fishing. Fishing super, 200 to 300 liter on the kite, and it just pretty much lets you almost just turn the handle. It's already turned the handle with a lower speed, but giving you pretty much a 1-to-1.
So what would be the 3 speeds?
Man, you got me on this one. It's, I think, 3.8 on like an 83 speed. 3.8, 2.1, and then 1 to 1.
And who makes a 3-speed reel?
And that'd be the Abbotts.
Okay, an Abbott. Now, you have any blems on those?
I actually do have some 3 speeds.
You have some 3-speed
blems
that you're going to be selling.
Yeah, so like I said, from SXJs to 80 wides, I got them all at the show, and they're all on sale.
Wow. Mark's shaking his head going, oh, my. There's going to be a crowd at the Turner's booth at Long Beach, right?
Yeah, and on top of that, just to let you know, I guess I should include 3 speeds in this, but if it's 2-speed or more, any Abbott purchased at the show, we're doing a promotion where you can get it filled with Seaguar Threadlock for free at the show.
Whoa!
Buy the reel from us, take it over to West Coast Marketing booth, and they'll have line winders. They're going to fill it up with Seaguar Threadlock, which we all know is not an inexpensive line.
Probably one of the highest and hollow lines available.
Correct. And they're going to fill up your reel at the show while you're enjoying the rest of the show, and you can come on back and pick it up before you leave.
Okay, so you buy a 50-size reel or a 30-size reel, that's hundreds of dollars in line.
Exactly.
Yep.
Whoa.
No deal. Like I said, we're there for the deals for our customers, the best deals at the show. You don't want to miss them.
And that's on regular ones or blems in the
Correct.
2 speeds, not the single-speed reels,
Yeah.
but in the 2 speeds. So, yeah, even if you buy the blemish 2-speed, you're still going to go over to that booth and get the free thread lock. And I know that, I've mentioned it before in the show. That's all I fish now is that thread lock on my reels. I mean, I love that stuff. And for them to be giving
it's
it away
a hollow
for free,
braid made by Seaguar.
Yep, and it comes in either usually white or blue. Usually at the show, we're only going to be doing the white coloring, for that because that's the most popular by far.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a fabulous line.
Whoa,
Fabulous.
You were kind of hiding that one.
Yeah, I almost forgot about it. There's so many deals that, you almost forget what we have.
There you go, Bruce. Thanks a lot for the call. Don in Anaheim, you're next up. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Great.
I just wanted to comment on the RSW systems there. I guess planning on putting one in on the new 3/4 day boat there in San Diego.
The Liberty, yes, at Fisherman's Land.
Yeah, just appreciate the attention to the quality of the fish, and hopefully it'll become more standard instead of the old gunny sack deal.
You betcha, yeah. That's the thing. Tomorrow morning on Let's Talk Hookup, 7 to 9 a.m., we have the twosome from Fisherman's Processing. Rosie and Sean going to be here on Valentine's Day tomorrow and talking about how much we love, get the pun there with Valentine's Day, good quality fish from an RSW system. And they'll talk about, the different boats that have different systems and what a huge difference that makes, about caring for your fish, about how valuable that fish is today, and the care that you can do for it. But yes, indeed, a lot of the 3/4 day boats are starting to go to an RSW system. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, last year I was on the Apollo out of Seaforth and happened to catch a really nice bluefin tuna in that mid-30s. And when we got back at dock that night, a friend of mine took his fish and I only kept the one fish over to Fisherman's Processing, and they used the after hours part.
Yeah.
Filled it in. Dropped our fish off. I drove back down a couple weeks later, walked in and, my fish was all set, ready to go. It's in my freezer. It's in perfect condition. I'll do it. I'll spend the hour and a half drive all the way back down to pick it up just because of the quality that you get from that place.
It's beyond sushi quality is the only way I can describe it.
That's the only way my wife likes to eat it.
There you go. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. And when we come back, we're going to pick some winners here for $50 gift cards at Turner's Outdoorsman, and maybe we can work one more deal out of Mike here, too. Stay tuned. Let's Talk Hookup, Mighty 1090.
No matter the fishing conditions, count on the Seaguar family of fluorocarbon leader material to help you catch more fish. Fluoro Premier has a smaller diameter with the highest break strength. Plus, it is super soft. When bites are tough, tie on Fluoro Premier. Blue Label is tough as nails with incredible abrasion resistance and impact strength. And new Pink Label is the choice for tough light conditions, giving you a little more visibility for better line control. Pick up a spool of Seaguar at your favorite tackle dealer or visit seaguard.com. Have you ever imagined casting a fly or a lure on one of the most beautiful and productive rivers in Alaska? At Katmai Lodge, you can catch up to all 5 species of Pacific salmon: the king, sockeye, chump, pink, and silver salmon, along with rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, dolly varden, and other native stream fish. When anglers dream of trophy salmon and trout, the Alagnak River is their destination, and Katmai Lodge is the premier base camp. Being the original river-based lodge on the Alagnak gives the facility a leg up on the competition. Both experienced and novice anglers have rated Katmai Lodge and its knowledgeable guides as the best of the best. Katmai Lodge is remote, yet offers all the amenities of a first-class lodge. During your Alaska visit, you'll see amazing wildlife: brown bears, caribou, eagles, moose, otters, and much more. Schedule a day trip on their private de Havilland Otter Float Plane and visit the world-famous Brooks Falls. Book online at katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326. That's katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326 for the fishing adventure of a lifetime. Your hook is one of the most important parts of your fishing tackle, and that is why you should use the hook that sets the standard for quality and innovation. Gamakatsu. As Japan's leading hook manufacturer and growing at an amazing pace, Gamakatsu is responsible for introducing a unique tempering process to give Gamakatsu hooks superior strength and durability. Plus, the conically needle-honed points stay sharp. Gamakatsu offers a hook for every fishing situation, including the finest one-piece ringed hooks, light wire, standard and heavy-duty live bait hooks, and the popular Nautilus circle hooks. Get Gamakatsu hooks at your favorite tackle store and stay connected to that fish of a lifetime. Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Congratulations, Mike in Carlsbad, John in Long Beach. You win a $50 gift card to Turner's Outdoorsman that you can use at any of the 18, soon-to-be 19 locations. You can use it on turners.com or at the Fred Hall Show. Okay, one more deal, Mike. Come on.
Okay.
Bring it.
So I made a special buy, Yozuri Sashimi Bonitas.
Kind of like a Marauder, I can say that.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
Regularly $65, on sale $19.98.
Yo.
And sashimi bull poppers, because popper fishing has become so popular, regularly $39.99, $9.98.
Come on.
$10.
$10 for a Yozuri bull.
Yozuri,
which is like
bull,
a really
bull popper, which are awesome
really
poppers.
good poppers. Yeah. I'm gonna have to load up for Panama then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Limit on those too, Pete.
There's a limit on those. Darn. Okay. All right, guys. Well, great job. You'll be at both Long Beach and Del Mar. You
come by,
can't miss it, right?
Can't miss it.
And if you want to preview some of the deals, are you gonna release them?
We'll be in. It'll be in the Western Outdoor News. Copy, I believe it's 2 weeks. Coming out. And also, if you're on our email list, you'll get email blasted our Fred Hall specials. So,
there you go.
Way more than I could talk about today. It's going to be an amazing
show. It's going to be
show.
big. Yeah. Turner's
We didn't even get to page 2 or 3.
Yeah, I know. Turners.com. Sign up for the email list. And, guys, thank you very much. We'll see you at the show. And thank you for listening today. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 and 9 a.m. Rosie and Sean from Fisherman's Processing. We're going to talk fish right here on Let's Talk Hookup. Thanks to Danny and Taylor and Ryan in the back room there. And we'll see you tomorrow right back here on the Mighty 1090.